Todd, and you're probably wondering, what the heck now? Yes, it's another classics thing. So, as you guys may remember, a long time ago I made these stands, and I was really proud of them, and I was showing them off, and it was to replace the original small stands that the figures came with. So when he first got these different birds with different figures, they had these itty bitty stands, which was kind of ridiculous because they were so short. Fit. How are these birds to fit on here? Anyway, they're so short, they're only like, just barely over the knee. Well, when I was a kid, there we go. Hold on a second. Here's the original stands that we got with the figures. And for a 5-inch figure, this was like awesome because the bird would sit on top. Let's see, I think I got an original. Here we go. It doesn't have the armor though. This is the original one, you could tell because it's a little bit thicker rubber. But I used to put these birds on their stands, and I'd give one to He-Man, one to Skeletor, and I'd put their hands on the shaft part right here, like it was their staff or whatever, controlling the birds, and they would then fight. And it was so cool to do that, having your He-Man and Skeletor each with their own birds, and all the armor on with the lasers and everything else, and I'd fly them around the house and beep, 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 and flap the wings and everything else. That when these came out, I'm like, what the heck? That's so lame. Hey, Josh, thanks for joining us. Let's see who else is on here. Teal, thanks for being here. And so I designed these taller bird stands a long time ago, even before I had a 3D printer, and I sent them off to Shapeways. And basically, these stands, you put the birds on there. Straighten your legs out. There we go. And then one thing I wanted to make sure I did when I made these is I wanted to make sure that both He-Man could hang on to it. And if you look up here, this part's thicker. Right up there, it's nice and thick. And then down here, it's thinner so that a female figure could hold it. So the female hands were smaller. But as you guys that may have been here a couple months ago may have watched the video I was making, and all of a sudden the one from Shapeways snapped right here. I'm like, oh man. So I figured Shapeways stuff's pretty strong. You could see it kind of wobbles and stuff and so forth. So I was really debating on what I was going to do about this broken stand, and it was driving me crazy. So I decided to take the exact same model and print it on my new bamboo printer. Now, the problem is, before I wanted to print it, I knew that just PLA would just snap really easy. One wrong move and crack snap, it would be broken. So I found this PLA called PLA Plus. PLA Plus, and it's a much stronger material. And I actually use these for my giant black stands for the collector. And so this first one I printed, it had an error in the mesh that had a small little bubble right at the bottom where it combined. So when it was done printing, it just popped right off. I was like, ah, man, it didn't break. There was actually a design flaw because when I put them together, I was still brand new at this, and I had two different pieces, and so it made a little wire frame in between the pieces, and so it just didn't print anything in between. But I'm going to use this one to show the strength of this, because remember, these other ones, they'll snap with just too much pressure on one way or the other. So let's go ahead and do a stress test on this. Let me get a light on here so we can actually see completely what's going on. And here is the stress test of the first one. I'm going to hang on to it here, and slowly. I know it's probably going to break in this thinner part. That's okay. I did print them sideways so that it would have the length of the plastic going back and forth instead of up and down where it's just in layers. And it's weird too because it's not completely round. It's a little bit oblong, but still it's not noticeable. It's oblong, and it works pretty good. It holds in her hand, and it also holds in He-Man's hand. And there is a little bit of roughness on one edge on one side where the supports were when it printed it. So I guess it printed the supports here, so it actually was printed taller than wider for some reason. Anyway, let's go and do the stress test. Here we go. Let me see who's on here first. Anybody else? Let's see. I like that axe. Is it customized? No. This battle axe is actually from one of the Masterverse He-Man figures. And I liked it, so I took it and gave it to my classics. So I also gave one of the classics shields, or Masterverse shields to him too. Which I know is kind of funny. I'm slowly replacing parts with Masterverse, but you know, that's a beautiful axe. I like it better than the axe we got with classics originally. All right, so let's go ahead and do the stress test. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Look at that. Look how far that's bending. Still wasn't snapped yet. So this thing is just gonna bend before it breaks. Now, of course, now I got a white spot there. I don't know how easy it is to fix, but you can see now it's got parts on the other side. You can see it slowly cracking on the top. But yeah, it's going to take a lot more to break this than the Shapeways one. So that's cool. Break already. Okay, I got to twist this one side. There we go. Finally got it to break. So they're made a lot stronger than the ones from Shapeways was, which is cool. PLA Plus is awesome. That's just so funny how it just will not snap. I cannot believe that. Okay. All right. So, if you want a bird stand for your classics, I am selling them pre-order. They are $22 a piece. I only got one color, this red right here. And like I mentioned, it does not come with the cool custom figure. And I only got one color, red. And like I said, it's rough on this edge right here. You probably have to take a screwdriver and clean that out a little bit. And you can see some of it comes out, just my thumbnail here. And then sometimes on the base, there'll be a line. And I'll show you that because I want you guys to be totally aware of what you're buying before you buy it. And you can see this is the seam line where it was made. And because this is the side that goes down, there's also like a weird ridge bump right here to sand off. So I didn't sand this one yet. This is how it comes, just like that. You can kind of see. I guess I can't zoom in. There we go. You can kind of see that roughness there and how it kind of sticks out past the circle on that side. See that ridge right there? It's kind of hard to see, but right there, there's like an indent, and that's where the seam is when it goes back and around. All right, so again, 22 bucks a piece, and they're not a necessity. I just think it's cool. I made them for me, and it's a little harder to load in He-Man's hands, though. You have to actually put it down lower and then slide it up. Now, this hand's been widened because of this. Let me put it on the other side. The other side's the right size, and it fits really tight. So you first put it into the female spot, then you have to push it down. And now he's hanging on to the part that's made for the male figures. Rotate. And now I can have, he has one, and Skeletor can have one. And it could be just like it was when I was a kid. Now for He-Man to hold it, you need to have his arm outstretched because it's higher up on it. For a female figure to hold it, because it's lower, you have to have her arm bent. Just like that. So that is the difference. It's how you have the hand in there. Da-da-da. Anyway, that's it. I just thought I'd offer them to people because I know people bought them on Shapeways, and I am running it at a pretty high resolution. I'm using an 0.2 nozzle, and I'm running it at 0.1 height on the layers, so you can see some of the detailing on there. It's pretty clean. It's a little rough in some spots, but it's not bad considering it's done on an FDM printer. So I'm pretty impressed with that bamboo printer. So anyway, they take about 3 hours a piece to print, which is why I made them $12 because it's not multicolor. It prints relatively fast. I got 6 up there and $12. There you go. All right, let's see your guys' final comments before I leave. We got so many Tilas. He used to give us the blonde one except Mondo. Hey, thanks, Teal. I appreciate that. Nope, it's an old figure. This is actually a customized figure. It is it's not actually Battleground Tila. It's actually the female from the Fighting Foemen. And then I put Tila's bra on it, or whatever you want to call it, and Tila's boots on her. And then I put a head from the Cuckoo Sisters from Marvel. And then the choker is from, oh, what is her name? I think she's like green in color. I can't remember her name, but she comes with a giant portal too. And then this armor right here is from one of the Tila figures. And I just love the way she looks. It's just a custom character I made. So it's not really Tila. It's just a different character. Maybe a figure a character in the past. I haven't decided totally, but I think she just looks really cool. So that's my custom. Thanks, Quadruple Z. That's okay, Mike, that you're late. No worries, man. All right. Well, I think that's it. I wasn't here to talk about the cool custom figure. I can't think of her name. It's driving me crazy. It wasn't Jinx. I know she was in X-Men Future Present or whatever, Past, whatever it's called, and she's the one that could go through the portals. It was creating the portals for everybody. If you know her name, put it in the comments so I can see. Past Future Days. I don't know what it was called. Anyway, so that is where I got that one part from. All right. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And if you do want one of these stands, it is a pretty bright red. So you'll notice that does not match the armor. Just as a heads up, it is brighter red than that. But it's because I had to only get the PLA Plus, which has limited colors. And if somebody's like, I want a whole bunch of one color, just contact me on Facebook. I can send you a link to the Amazon for all the PLA Plus colors, and you can choose what color you want. But you're going to have to order more than one if you want your own unique color, unless I want to get it too. Eventually, I'm going to make green to replace my green ones, but that'll probably be it, just the green and the red. All right, good journey, you guys. Wait, I have another bird over here, right? Where's the purple bird? Oh, I like using this one for Evelyn too. I pretend like she transforms into this bird, which is kind of cool. This came from there's a DC figure. She wears a a yellow and brown costume. She can take on the spirit form of different animals. Can I forget her name? See, it's late. It's late here. It's time for me to go to bed. Anyway, I also got the Beast Boy one. Oh, look at that. I got the Beast Boy bird too. It's funny. Oh, you know what? I got another bird. Hold on. I forgot I got this one too from Wonder Twins. So I got the Wonder Twins. I got the Beast Boy. I got the lady, I can't think of her name, that takes on spirit animals. And they use the same molds for all of them. And of course I have all the Moto birds too. I got Screech as well, but I think Screech is in a different box. think Screech is in my Skeletor box. All right. Anyway, final check for comments. Let's see what you guys have. Mike just says, good journey. Pixie. Okay, maybe. That sounds about right. I thought it was something else, but... All right. Good journey, you guys. Bye now.